Okay, so we're at the Yes Design Studio. We're from the School of Architecture. We're just wondering if you have any insights to the environmental issues that have been going on recently in Albert Road in particular.
Sure, okay. Well, we've been here for about 2 months, so our opinion's based on that kind of time frame. But from, since we've been here, we've probably noticed, it's quite a busy road, so you get a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion.
A lot of parking issues. It's a lot of noise generally, isn't it? It's just a lot of...
it's busy, isn't it? I would
it's
say
a very busy road.
It's not kind of in a real negative way, but it's a very busy road, so you get kind of a lot of business. But so there's pros and there's cons to it, I guess.
It's one of the reasons why we moved here, just because of how many people go through the road. But in terms, there's a lot of noise pollution, I'd say.
So there's downsides to it.
Okay.
But culturally, it's a great place though. So there's a lot of independent shops. There aren't too many chains here, so there's quite a nice diversity to the place.
Okay, so this afternoon we're in Bentley Taylors and we're joined by Mr. Bentley.
Right.
Thank you for giving us your time. And we just want to ask about your general history knowledge of this part of Albert Road. Like, from what we understand, how long's this shop been here?
Well, we've been in Albert Road since the 1930s, and this particular shop, we've been on this side of the road nearly 37 years.
Wow. So you've obviously lived here for a very long time, haven't you?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
I have. But effectively, there's been huge changes in the road in my working life. So effectively, 50 years I've known this road very well indeed.
Fantastic. So you were just telling us your personal opinions about how the shops have changed. Could you explain that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things that happened in this road is that it's survived by changing. Literally, if you take supermarkets as an example, the first supermarket that opened in the country, I believe, was opened in Albert Road by the Co-op. Further along the road, there was another shop that became a supermarket that was Victor Values initially. That's now Tesco's. So just in those supermarkets there's been tremendous change. There was a fishmonger's, there were quite a number of bread and cake shops. So you had really quite famous cake shops. One was the Vienna. Opposite the Vienna, on the other side of the road, there was a French cafe which had been there a long time. They've all gone. There used to be Champions, there were quite a number of others, smaller companies, but all crammed in this area, and it's all literally disappeared. There were at one stage 5 different butchers in Albert Road alone, so quite a lot of change. Now there's not one.
Yeah. And you just mentioned before that there's a lot of Indian shops and Chinese takeaways and things like that nowadays around here.
There certainly is a change in the eating habits, yes.
Yeah.
So,
and would you say that these different nationalities, do they bring a lot of cultural change to the road? Or?
I think there's been a huge cultural change, yes.
Yeah.
And basically that has gone along in a very good and happy manner. It hasn't produced problems as such, which I understand might have happened in other parts of the country, yes, but not in Portsmouth. And I think that's because it is a place that's used to having different people, different nationalities, different backgrounds in, and doesn't necessarily look at them so oddly.
Fantastic. And you kindly brought a map out to show us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Could you just explain the brief area of Albert Road on this map and where it leads?
Well, the strange thing about this map is it starts itemising the history of the city for the last 1,000 years, last 800 years in particular. But of that, it's got Albert Road here with this area being of greatest interest because Albert Road has led on to an area called Highland Road, which was the highest land. That's why it got its name. In this flat area, and particularly around here there was a great marsh, and that took a long time to actually be drained. So if you come to the traffic lights in Albert Road and you look south, you will see the height of the buildings descending because the road they're built on, the ground they're built along, drops quite dramatically.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting factor in itself.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. It's been lovely speaking to you, and I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you very much indeed. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.